how to use a metal detector for beginners. Now I have this metal detector here taken apart to do some examples. So I have the wand area here and the screen here so we can kind of see what's going on together. Now again, this is for beginners and this is a beginner metal detector, whereas a more advanced one is going to give you specific frequencies, specific numbers and information, where everything is going to be very simplified here into just some categories so that we know what's going on. Because you're going to go out and start metal detecting and you're just going to start hearing things all over the place and you're not necessarily going to know what's going on. So I'm just going to kind of show you some examples here, some of the things that we can do to figure out what is going on. So first things first, you're going to go out there and you're going to start hearing things. Like you might hear something like this. And then you might hear, this is a cheap pair of steel scissors. And then you might go out and hear something like this. And you'll see we're in the middle here, and this is a modern coin. And then we might hear something like this. This high-pitched thing, and this is an old copper coin. So what's going on here is there are different frequencies, and like I said, if you have a more advanced metal detector, it's going to give you the specific frequencies. But this, to make it more simple, this just categorizes them into different categories to make it easier to know, should I dig this up or should I not dig this up? And by the way, if you're interested in this specific metal detector, I will put a link below to what it is. But basically, you're going to have three categories. And the first category we're going to call ferrous material, so anything with iron. So and there's a ton of that stuff out there in nature. When you go digging around, you're going to find there's old nails and old pieces of a fence or a piece of roof or something like that out of iron or steel that's just kind of degraded and fallen into nature. And even there are even naturally occurring iron that can give you a lot of this when you're out there. And so this metal detector distinguishes it with a buzz and it gives you a little frown. Now, what this metal detector does, which any metal detector will do, is it offers to discriminate things for you. So if you get this sound, you might say, I'm not even going to dig this up. It's probably trash. It's probably a nail or something like that. Although it could be, it could be a modern coin. It's just, a modern, like this is a 1 cent coin. And this is a 1 cent Canadian penny, which, keep that in mind, we'll come back to that in a second. So there's, very modern coins that are made very cheaply, can just be stamped out of an iron, a ferrous material, and they're not worth digging up. So what I can do is I have this discrimination, and I don't know if you can see on the screen here, but there's the circle and then there's a little black circle underneath. If I hit this discrimination once, see, this went away. So it's black here, which means it's still going to detect the mids and the high frequencies. So by the way, a low frequency is about a 0 to a 40. So this, now when it sees this, it's not even going to react. So it's basically ignoring those scissors and this penny. Now, the next thing we're going to come to is the mids. So we have these modern coins, for example. We also have I have this sterling silver, partly silver spoon. That might be something you want to dig up. Also, I have this silver necklace, smaller silver necklace. It's all giving me mids for that. Now, the last circle is for the high frequency items. So the mids was for the 60 to 99 range, and the last one is going to be 100 and above, and this is going to pick up a lot of old silver coins and copper coins and stuff like that. So, for example, I'll take this penny. This is a Canadian penny, just like this Canadian penny that I used for the first example for the ferrous, only this is a 2007 penny, and this is a 1976 Canadian penny. And if I do this one, you can see it gives me over here. So it's going to indicate that is an old coin or something like that. So if I want, I can actually discriminate out the mids as well if I just want to go for those old coins. Just keep in mind that this high frequency can also pick up a lot of aluminum, which might be trash, which could also be like, aluminum cans and stuff like that. For example, I'll use this, I have this coffee maker here, it's made of aluminum, and if I put it over, then I'm also getting this high frequency as well. So just to recap, this first one is very likely trash. It's going to be ferrous material. You'll probably want to discriminate that out unless you're looking for something with iron in it, with ferrous material in it. The mid-range is kind of a mixed bag. It can have some, more modern coins, but it can also pick up like silver alloys and stuff like that. And it can also pick up, of course, gold. So you won't want to discriminate that out if you're going for gold. And then finally, if you're going for old coins, you might want to discriminate both of these out and just concentrate on your high frequency things, but you're still going to get a good bit of trash here anyways because of all the aluminum that you can run into depending on where you are. The last thing I want to show you is that this will also give you some indication of how deep it is. So down here at the right, once it finds something, I actually have it on discrimination for the, I'm going to use this because I want to use this one as an example. So see if I put this over very close, it's giving me only a couple of lines. If I move this over farther away, now I'm farther away, so there are more lines, more lines, more lines. So basically, the more lines this way, the deeper it is. The fewer lines there are, the more shallow it is. So anyways, I hope this video helped, and if it did, if you leave me a like, I'd really appreciate it. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And again, I'll leave a link to this metal detector in the comments.